Joint military exercises between the US and South Korea are now underway, just hours after President Trump ordered the Pentagon to substantially scale them back. In a social media post announcing the change, the president cited his positive relationship with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, saying the drills send a signal that is, quote, inappropriate and hostile to North Korea. The president also cited Seoul's lack of assistance with Iran, saying he recently asked South Korea's president if they'd like to join the, quote, denuclearization of Iran, and they said no. CNN's Gage Goulding is following the developments and joins us now from Hong Kong. Gage, welcome to CNN. Good to have you with us. So President Trump has ordered the Pentagon to substantially scale back its support of these exercises. He doesn't want to send any sort of hostile signal to North Korea. How significant is this move for the US-South Korean alliance?
Well, first, I think there's a lot to unpack in this Truth Social post. There's the fact that the president is, kind of opening up maybe some open arms to the North Korean leader to say, hey, maybe we should talk again. There's also the fact that he says it's too late to cancel this operation, which is of a gigantic proportion. But then he says we're still going to scale it back, and then also kind of throws in that little dig at the South Korean leaders saying, hey, you didn't help us with the war in Iran. Now, what that could say there is it could be potentially saying, hey, we help you here in the Korean Peninsula, but you're going to have to back us up here, but also maybe in other parts of the world as well. That very well could be what the president is trying to allude to. But at the same time, this is also kind of an awkward position, if you will, for the U.S. and South Koreans, because you have North Korea that's actively engaged with Russia in the war against Ukraine there. They're helping Russia. And then at the same time, you have, the United States and South Korea kind of taking a step back. But you also have to think that this photo here was posted yesterday by the president, where he said, look, we might not be looking happy here, essentially, but, our relationship is great. Now, mind you, during President Trump's first term in office, he had several different meetings with the North Korean leader, but so far in his second term, he has not. But it's something that he's tried to do in the past, Linda.
Yeah, he certainly has. Plenty of love letters he's spoken about exchanging with the North Korean leader. But Trump also criticized South Korea for refusing to join the U.S. effort to denuclearize Iran. How much is what we're seeing today actually about North Korea, and how much is it about Trump's frustration with yet another ally that isn't supporting the U.S. in the Middle East?
You brought it up. He did say that they had, in the written exchanges with the North Korean leader that he had, fallen in love, or they had fallen in love. But, also he said, quote, calling him a little rocket man and threatening North Korea with fire and fury. So there's a little bit of hot and cold. And I think that's a big question, too, because this operation is something that President Donald Trump knows about. In 2018 and 2019, during his first term in office, he did actually scale back that operation. And then COVID-19 in years 20 and 21 also had that operation reduced. So this isn't something that he just thought of. So, the line in his post that says, oh, it's too late to cancel it, I'm not sure exactly what that means, but it also could be maybe pulling back the curtains a little bit on something that's stewing in the background, or it could be reaching out in olive branch, if you will, to the North Korean government saying, hey, look, maybe we should talk again. I don't know if it's necessarily about South Korea not getting into the war with Iran, but it also, like I said earlier, it could be saying, hey, look, we're going to need your help off of this peninsula, too. But that's something that we're just going to have to see develop here.
Gage Goulding in Hong Kong. Good to have you with us. Thank you.